What's up, everybody? It's Airhead. Fuck bricks and minifigs. You fucking poopy heads. Yeah, I said it. I'm all riled up like this because this fucking Lego company is moving like OCP from Robocop. Put this controversy into short, this guy named Brian Manzel gave a bunch of his father's Legos to a bricks and minifigs location in Ohio to be sold on his behalf. On Brian's behalf. Brian only got his money when his Legos sold from the store and could retrieve his unsold Legos at any time. This is a business operation called consignment. But then the franchise owners of that Bricks and Minifigs location changed through suspicious corporate hostile takeover. Brian asked for his Legos back, but then Bricks and Minifigs responded with, "We don't offer consignment, so we don't know what you're talking about. What Legos?" Bricks and Minifigs make the claim that they don't offer services of consignment, which isn't true if you look at their contract. And even if it was true, why are they keeping the unsold Lego? Brian asks for his Legos back. Bricks and Minidicks say no. So this YouTuber named Restless Ben, he comes in to help. Ben presses the CEO of Bricks and Minifigs for information and wants Brian to get his Legos back. Ammon, the CEO of BM, gets mad and sends his fucking Mormon pig force after him. Turns out, the CEO of Bricks and Minifigs has a twirly fucking villain mustache and is hand in ass with the local excuse me, Mormon cops. For some reason, the local American Fork Police Department protect this guy Ammon, like he provides the fucking Legos they eat and choke on for breakfast. And that's not the only thing of Ammon's they choke on. Ah, one thing I forgot to mention is that this guy Brian, he's selling his Legos to pay for his father's medical bills. And these Legos allegedly have a value of over $200,000. So now the situation has escalated. We're no longer dealing with just some stolen Legos. Now we're dealing with police corruption. The American Fork Police Department prevents Ben from serving legal paperwork to Bricks and Minifigs and give him the hardest time they possibly can. Ben and Brian say, "Give the Legos back!" And Ammon's like, "Fuck you!" and hides behind his little corrupt mafia. That basically summarizes the whole entire situation. So far, I just want to update you with a recent movement that's happened with it. Recently, the American Fork Police Department made a response video and they just chose the absolute worst spokesperson ever. This random cop tries to put on this mask of gentleness by doing a soft voice, but it backfires because the fucking camera can barely pick up his pussy ass murmuring. It's funny. Now back to the main lore. Ben goes to court against Bricks and Minifigs. And guess what? He goes without a lawyer, which is the biggest fucking fumble anyone can do. And of course, he loses. You never go to court without a lawyer, even if you're sure you're in the right. Because of this, Ben was forced to stay silent about the situation for a couple of weeks until the court lifted this upon him. And recently, Ben released a video exposing Ammon's little temper tantrum upon learning he was released from jail. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention. The American Fool Police Department arrested Ben when he first came into this controversy for trying to serve legal papers. They claimed he was stalking Bricks and Minifigs. Ridiculous. Ben was arrested, gets out on bail, which results in Ammon's little temper tantrum.
Like we all sighed a big sigh of relief this morning knowing that he was arrested last night. And then to have this happen all over again, like everyone's feeling some pretty significant trauma that he's just not going to stop.
Yeah, so it's not the police or corrections that let him out. That's going to be a judge, right? And so
Right,
that would be a complaint that would have to be directed towards their office to find out what's the deal. Why would you let this guy out when he's stalking us, right? That's
yeah. So yeah, really quick. Sorry.
Wow, what a loser. Let's get one thing straight. Ammon knows exactly what he's doing here. He knows exactly what he's doing here, and he's just projecting how he feels about Ben. This guy's a fucking sicko, I'm telling you, I'm telling you.
up again. He goes by the name of YouTube.
Okay.
And he films himself doing illegal things all the time, and then he gets his videos taken down. You can do all sorts of research on him. That's what we're dealing with, is a guy who, like, honest to goodness, he's a sociopath.
Okay.
As we've done some additional, searches on him,
right.
He has, it appears that a relative of him, of his, because he's originally from Ohio, and then he moved to LA, some relative of his with the same name, that, like, based on what we can piece together, was, convicted of, like, child porn or child, sexual, contact, some of these other types of things.
Uh-huh.
So there's a very real chance that he may have been abused as a child, but that set him through a mental disorder, kind of whatever the case may be. He's clearly a sociopath that does not care about, the system.
Can you give me 1 second?
Sure.
You want to know what this loser did? Because I know. And I'll tell you that Ammon Milk here, he went onto Google, searched up Ben Schneider, which is Ben's full name, and chose the person with the worst history. He tries to convince the cop that this unrelated person is somehow related to Ben. And of course, the cop fucking believes it. This guy's a sociopath. Reckless Ben is a menace. And normally Ammon's little hissy fit wouldn't land him anywhere besides onto America's Funniest Home Videos. But with his friends at the PD, I wouldn't be so sure, and he knows that. So now we're at the Infinity War of this saga. Ben learned to have his own lawyers, and Ammon has his. And when these two forces of good and evil clash, boom, sucker, we're in the end game now. And I do absolutely hope that Ammon and the American Fork PD gets what's coming to them, and that I hope they get put away for a long time. As a superhero, I must always push for justice. I believe that federal court is where this crazy nightmare of events will end for Ben and Brian. And I hope Brian gets his Legos back. That's all I have to say about this situation. This is Airhead signing off. Goodbye. Float high.